What's going on, everybody? Hope you're having a lovely day, wherever it is that you are on this gorgeous planet of ours. I have been told by some fellow streamers that I should get this out of the way before I even start with anything. So, as recommended, I would ask you to kindly like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the bell icon and do all of that lovely stuff that happens beneath this video. Now that we have gotten that annoying nonsense out of the way, let us get into some ecological elves. I preface this clip by saying that I think I have found a good home for this card, Ecological Appreciation. It is the last card in Strixhaven, the last mythic, that I haven't, up until this point, played with or found a decent home for. Although, when it was first spoiled, many of the other streamers ranked this one very highly and then proceeded to not play it ever. And so I've been quite desperate to prove them wrong and see why they made it a mythic and where it would fit. And my first thought when I read it, which let me read it for you, it says, search your library and graveyard, which is pretty cool, for up to 4 creatures with different names that each have mana value X or less. So it's an X spell. You pay X and 2 colorless, 1 forest. So I'm going to be spending the next couple of days finding other homes for this, because it doesn't just have to be mono green. Any deck that plays green might make use of this. An opponent chooses 2 of those cards. Shuffle the chosen cards into your library and the rest onto the battlefield. Then you exile Ecological Appreciation. So, of course, if you're running a bunch of huge creatures, that X is going to be pretty big. So you won't be casting this until very late into the game. Let's say you want to be Ecological Appreciating a Coma. It's going to cost you 7, 8, 9, 10 mana. Say you want to be Ecological Appreciationing Elder Gargaroths. That's 5 plus 3, 8 mana. Starts to get a little bit too pricey. So my initial thought when reading that was, we need to be playing this in a deck that has a lot of low mana cost cards. And so I immediately thought about Elves as the, that was my first idea when looking at this. And so this is what I went with. And it's been sitting on the back burner for a few weeks because I had better decks to play. And then, I ran out of decks to play and I didn't want to just do another jank stream. So I pulled this back out of the back burner and did a few minor adjustments pre-stream. And here we go. This is what I came up with. It's been doing okay. It's not amazing. It's not super competitive. I think my win rate is sitting on about 55%. So it's about win 2 out of every 3 matches, if you're lucky. If our worst nemesis is mono red with a lot of burn spells, Dimir control with exile effects, that sort of thing, then it's pretty much game over. But when things get rolling, the elves are pretty fan-bloody-tastic. And the thing that I came up with when I was playing, bread and butter Witherbloom elves before the introduction of Strixhaven, the first thing I clicked onto was, look, because I was struggling. I was putting too much removal, then I wasn't drawing enough creatures. I was putting too many creatures, I wasn't getting enough removal, and I was like, look, that's the whole point of elves. You don't want to be playing a lot of removal. you want to be just playing elves, because all of them trigger things off of each other. And so stop trying to make this into a sort of mid-rangey thing. It's like a mid-range with an aggro slant. You want to be just creating blockers, essentially. That's your number one strategy against most of the aggro decks. Instead of trying to get rid of their creatures, you're trying to just create little tokens and things that are just going to get in the way of their creatures. And then eventually, once you have a huge board, you activate the Elvish Warmaster's ability, which says that you can pay 7, and all the elves you control get +2/+2 and gain Death Touch until end of turn. And there's a lot of ways that we can sort of speed that up and at the same time do some combo-y shenanigans. So let me introduce the deck to you. The first card is, of course, Jaspera Sentinel. This helps us out because you might have noticed there's a couple of cards in here that are not green. Although it's a mostly mono-green deck, we do have 4 copies of Mortality Spear as our only removal spell, which is a great one because it can get rid of anything. Then we're also running 3 copies of Harald Unites the Elves, which also has a single black mana pip. We're also running Haunting Voyage. This is the one card in the deck that I'm still not entirely sure about. I was thinking to myself earlier, maybe we could just get rid of this and put in some Binding of the Old Gods or something like that, just to have a little bit extra removal. But, you know, sometimes you do get board wiped, and you do have some black mana in here in the form of 4 Darkbore and Silverboard Pathways. So then you can quite quickly bring back every single elf that is in your graveyard in one go for an incredible amount of value. If you've got even just 2 Elvish Warmasters, a few other things in your, Llanowar Visionaries, you're going to be drawing cards, creating counters. I've done it a few times, and it's incredibly satisfying. Then we've got a couple of copies of Vorinclex in here, just to be able to combo off with Tyvar Kell, on top of it just being a lovely 6/6 haste trampler. But if we do get Tyvar Kell down after a Vorinclex, we can ultimate him right away, which means we get an emblem that says whenever you cast an elf spell, it gains haste until end of turn, and you draw 2 cards. So this is kind of our card drawing engine. The other way we're drawing cards is, of course, through Llanowar Visionary, which is himself also a elf. We also have the ability to bring things back from the graveyard with the first ability of Harald Unites, the first chapter on the Harald Unites the Elves saga. We also have Field Trip, which is our one and only learn card, which gives us access to a lesson board. So I'm running 2 copies of Basic Conjuration so that we can keeping those creatures coming, and also, of course, a little bit of extra life gain. Then we're running 2 copies of Containment Breach to get rid of some pesky enchantments and artifacts. 1 Introduction to Prophecy, in case we're bricking, we need to scry, draw cards. 1 Introduction to Annihilation, because why not? And, of course, Mascot Exhibition, because why not? And, honestly, this might not be the deck for it. You know what? Let's get rid of that, and let's put in another Introduction to Annihilation. Because, more removal equals good in this deck. And we've got plenty of mana. The Llanowar Visionary adds +1 mana. The Jaspera Sentinel allows us to add mana by tapping another creature we control of any color. More on that in a second. The Canopy Tactician allows us to add 3 green mana. So there's a lot of ways, even though I'm only running, I believe, 21 lands in the deck. We also have 1 copy of Turntimber Symbiosis and 2 copies of Agadeem's Awakening as an alternative means of returning things from the graveyard to Haunting Voyage. I'm starting to think this is probably a very bad idea, because 3 black pips are tough to obtain. The only way that it's going to be really easy is if we have Tyvar Kell in play, which has a static ability that states that if all elves you control have tap, add 1 black. So if Tyvar Kell's in play, then we can play all of our black spells pretty simply. But I wonder, should we just get rid of that and add in something else? Let's play a few games and see how it goes. We're in the BrewLab after all. We might just tinker and add and remove a few things. Yeah, that's really it. I mean, straightforward. And the cherry on top is Ecological Appreciation. We can cast this for 4, 5, 6, 7, which we can easily obtain with all of this, mana dorks, and bring up to 4 converted mana cost or mana. Sorry, what are they calling it now? With extra lace, mana value. So we could bring Canopy Tactician, 1 Llanowar Visionary, Elvish. Usually these are the 4 that I select when I cast Ecological Appreciation: Jaspera, Elvish Warmaster, Llanowar Visionary, and the Canopy Tactician. And at least the opponent is probably going to choose either they often go for Jaspera Llanowar because they don't want to see too many of these on the battlefield, beg your pardon, and they don't want to get they don't want us to be pumping our elves with Canopy Tactician. So that's the deck. It's pretty straightforward. There's a lot of cool little synergies. It's not like incredibly performant. I still need to figure out how to show you guys my MTGA assistant on stream. I think it's actually quite simple. But yeah, my stats. By the way, if you're not using MTGA assistant, what are you doing? Get it. It's amazing. Here we go. Ecological Elves is running 56% win rate over 30 games. So it's not incredible, but it actually, I think if we just fiddle around a tiny bit more, there can be some really cool things that happen here. So let's jump into some games and see if we can make it happen. Oh, you're right there. I managed to climb back up to 18. I was on 92 earlier, and then I lost a couple games before the stream. But yeah, I just played this deck pretty much all day just to really figure it out and get some good experience with it before the stream. All right, I like it. I'll keep it. Oh, we're probably playing Urgent Ultimatum dude over here, Mr. Doodad. Although he is playing, he's looked like some kind of Azorius-y control. No, it's probably Azorius Yorion. Maybe what's her name, or his name, or their name? Autumn Burchett. It's deck from the previous Strixhaven Championship where she beat PVDDR, the reigning world champion. With this, okay, no, it's definitely Sultai. So bored of the meta right now. It's starting to get incredibly stale. I don't even know why I bother anymore, to be honest. It's if like I've said in many of my previous videos, if I had a way to buy a lot of booster packs, I would be playing Historic right now because yeah, Sultai Ultimatum, Mono Red, and Rogues are just so the same play patterns. Everybody, I believe, at least that I know and speak to and watch on YouTube, is sick and tired of the meta right now in Standard, and we're all just desperate for spoiler season to begin and for the new set to drop on July 8th. Oh, by the way, I've got a little reminder on my Google to tell me exactly. All I typed was how many days until July 8th. And the answer is 23 days. So we're getting close. Oh, I should just concede now. I hate giving these, Sultai Ultimatum players any kind of satisfaction. I mean, I guess winning is their main satisfaction, but I'm a little bit sick and tired of it. What you gonna pick, bro? Tyvar Kell. Mr. Kell. How are you, mate? Good on ya. Hope you fucking good, eh? I love the Australian accent. Here comes a counter spell on top of it. Jawari Disruption. No, I'm spoofing. Sorry. Let's play this in the play queue. I'm so sick of Sultai Ultimatum. Really, just the problem is, like, the new cards that are coming in the Dungeons and Dragons set are not going to fix the problem. I predict that the Sultai Ultimatum deck will still continue to be the most played deck in Standard right until September, and that gives me the sort of stomach ulcer-y kind of, I feel like chundering response. But hey, what can you do about it? It is the best deck in Standard right now, and we're just gonna have to deal with it. Fortunately, they're giving us a lot of tools for that, but you need to be playing blue in your deck, you need to be playing, Test of Talents or Necromantia, I beg your pardon. Wow. That is our only real answer to this obnoxious card called Emergent Ultimatum. I think for me to have any sort of fun, I need to just play a little bit of Unranked, just to sort of two of these. Pretty happy to showcase them. It's crazy how many people are playing this in Unranked. Apply this onto this. Play two, but that wouldn't have triggered the Warmaster twice, so it's okay that we didn't play both. You gonna attack? I am blocking. They always have another one. Always. Equip. Thank you very much. I really enjoy the double triggers when you play an Elvish Warmaster into an Elvish Warmaster. Or should we go for the Harald? We'll do both. Nice little elf army. Oh, by the way, the one synergy I did not mention in my introduction is if you have Vorinclex in play, is that all your elves get 2 counters instead of 1, and it goes to the second chapter right away. You're not going to attack, I know you're not. Come on, make up your mind. You're not going to attack. No. Oh! Speak of the devil! No, we can't attack with those. Otherwise he's just going to block because they won't kill him. And then we get another 2, which I'm not willing to risk. Okay. Attrition. Light of Hope. Oh, we did. Why, you know, why? Why, oh, why? I should just, I mean, unfortunately, there's very little jank left to be built that is going to win me too many games in Standard right now. And I've already made videos for all the good decks, and I'm unwilling to make a Emergent Ultimatum deck like everybody else, and a Winota deck like everybody else, and I will not ever, ever, ever play rogues or play mono red. So I'm a little bit at a stalemate. That's why I'm playing unranked. But Blood Chief's Thirst. Deadweight. The freebooter. Discard deck. Oh, caramba! Go blank. Go blank, or he foretells Skull something. The discard a draw a foretell card from Keldon. My version of the meme. Knew it. I got this because they often play the Eidolon in this deck. I mean, for sure they've got the Eidolon. It's just about as annoying as things can possibly get. We do not want our graveyard to be exiled. I know the opponent is never under any sort of need to make my gaming experience any fun. That's really not up to them. But you know, this type of this kind of hand hate deck is really, 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 really annoying to play against. Ay, 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 ay. Shuffler's fine, everybody. Shuffler is just fine. So maybe Turgrid's Lantern. Imagine he has a worm. Ay, caramba. I'm gonna maybe make the stream a little short tonight. I'm just not in the mood. Buzz off. Gorilla necklaces. Get all that removal out of your hand. Go away. Another one. Honestly, wow. Unbearably freaking annoying. Ah! At least they've run out of cards. Oh baby, it's a game over! Whew. Oh, at least they're winning unranked. Right. That gives me a little bit of amp. Let's make some adjustments. Off goes the Agadeems. What can we replace it with? Oh, I beg your pardon. My goodness. So knackered. Well, probably just need some lands, eh? Here we go with one black land. Strixhaven one. Just because, why not? And one copy of something else, like, that's cool to have, like... Ah, I know. Why not? Where's this guy? What's his name? Harald. King Harald. Just one. We go. AZX CVBN 321. Hi, how are you, mate? Hope you're doing alright, eh? Sorry, Aussie friends. I love your accent. I can't help but rip it off on occasion. Huh. When I see Temple of Abaddon these days, my first thought is Tybalt's Trickery. Nope. Play the Giant. And play something more annoying, like Brushfire Elemental. It's Giant time. AZX CV as I feel like he just went on his keyboard like that. Oh, yeah. We can't get rid of that. Go on then. Search your lab. Oh, for fuck's sakes. At least that doesn't have Hexproof from black. Another card I cannot wait to see rotate. Sigh. Whoopee! The only way to win with this deck is to purposefully lose a few, go back down to like 85% mythic, and then you start coming across a couple of other jank brewers. As soon as I'm in the like close to 90, it's just Minota and Rose and stuff, and I can't get through. Okay, an 80%er with a gigantic pile of cards. 99, 90, 106 cards. Interesting. Who are single black mana? I really like this field trip. Pretty try like and also a mono green learn deck with the something professor, that like trample dude. Okay. We're losing when they scoop. I mean, we're winning when they scoop. When they brick. I'm really happy with the response so far as my channel is going. So thank you to all who have subscribed so far. We're sitting on around. What kind of an opening hand is this? 50. What? They give you a hand like that. One Castle Garenbrig. Oh god, this is probably rogues and they just didn't have the crab. Okay. Phew. Phew. Oh, Takashi. Playing so far Rakdos. I cannot be bothered to do this anymore. I'm starting to lose my mind. Slowly but surely losing the plot. I don't feel like playing Magic anymore. I'm starting to really get sick of it right now. Like I'm on the verge of just, I don't know what, not playing this deck. Back to the play queue. Wow, animal. We can cast the Symbiosis, you know, as a shock and pay 3, and then play the Llanowar on top of it, which will then bring us some mana for Tyvar Kell. Or if we draw another land, there we go. Pay 3 life. We field trip or Llanowar, then we get an extra blocker. Woohoo! Perfect. I don't know how to make Elves more competitive. Like, I've got the touchy Elves deck, which I have not put on the channel yet, which is, you know, playing Finn the Fangbearer. The single copy of Harald that I have in the deck says that when it enters the battlefield, you may look at the top 5 cards of your library, you may reveal an elf or a warrior or a Tyvar card. So, what's his name? I just said Finn the Fangbearer is a warrior. It was definitely intended to go in.
They will remember our names together.
Ooh. This is looking good. Unless they play an extinction event now. Thank goodness. Right.
Your courage is legendary.
Well, that's pretty nice. Here comes the sweeper though, guaranteed. It's Abzan. They either have a sweeper or we win, so. Oh, it's a raptor. A little battlefield. Still not enough to win you the game, I'm afraid.
Strike like the Cosmos Serpent.
Nice. You know, but like in no way, shape or form would that have gone as easily on the rank queue. Let's give the rank queue another couple more games before I call it a night. With the Elves. If you can think of a better position for ecological appreciation, please leave me a comment down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. It's like any card that says you can bring stuff out of the library onto the battlefield, essentially cheating things into play, is always interesting to me. That's for sure. So we could play the Jaspera on turn 1, but we won't because I want to get the trigger on the Elvish Warmaster. So let's pass the turn, play the Warmaster, turn 3, play the Jaspera. It's a bit slow, but it's better than having it in play at turn 1. It's not really going to do much. Opponent opts in their turn. Third land is great. With Jaspera we can also cast Harald. Okay, unnecessary. Mono blue. Mill. Mono blue. Foretell. Mono blue. Not gonna play anything into that counter spell, am I? Although we could just try a field trip. You might not be feeling amped to there we go. Cool cool art there. If they try to storm your palace, you must become the storm. Handbook of the Imperial Specialist. I mean, I'm okay with them just doing this over and over again because we've already gotten to the point where we've got enough stuff on the board. So they're either bouncing things or they're not gonna win. Sorry, I'm just like really getting relaxed here in my chair. That's what unranked is for, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 we can cast the appreciation for. Sorry, 3. 1, 2, 3 we can cast it for. 4 if we get another land, which means all of these sort of main cards. Yay. Get to show it off at least once. See now, watch, he's gonna pick probably another Jaspera and a Llanowar Visionary instead of going obviously for the Canopy Tactician. It's a similar to... What? Nice. Getting a few wins in on the Mythic ladder always feels good with a janky Elves deck. It's pretty got lucky. By the way, Bold Progress, gems, everything going so well for the drop of Dungeons and Dragons. Adventures into the Forgotten Realm. So tired. This is our last match, I think, for tonight. I'm really exhausted. Sorry, y'all. We drew our solitary copy of Harald, so a black source would be groovy. Wakey, wakey. Eggs and bakey. Jeskai, Ugin, Jeskai Walkers. Hello. Yep, looks like it. More and more. Come on, foretell it. Damn it. In the gate? No. And play Halvar next turn. If they don't get rid of, you know, the any of them, because then I can't tap either. Foretells a sword coming. Cycling. Essence scatter? No. Oh. It's like this guy is just playing black in their cycling deck so that they can have a 1-mana cycler, but they don't actually play black to cast it, which is pretty weird. We have nothing to protect against Zenith Flare, so we need to win this game like yesterday. Do I use Shadow Spear with the use of Jaspera's any mana color so that we can get rid of the Implorable Alliance, Improbable? Do we just start putting counters on things with Harald? I think Harold's ready to go. Hopefully we'll mill a Tyvar Kell. Sorry, I'm sitting so weird tonight. I'm just extremely exhausted. Negate. Boom, boom, boom. Cycle some stuff. We whiffed. Although it'll be pretty nice to get a lot. That's a lot of elves that will get counters on them because of this. I think what would be really, really bad right now is the. Okay. Yes, I can have the fairy. The 0/3 defender guy that when you draw your second card deals 3 damage to any target. There you go. The Iron Crag. We can do that on our turn and get rid of our probably Warmaster at this point. I'm pretty doubtful that that was his second card, if I must be entirely honest. Okay. And it's flare for 9. Why wouldn't you play the Banishing Fox? Next turn, this card is so fun. Whenever an elf you control attacks this turn, is the 3rd chapter on the saga. Target creature and opponent control gets -1/+1 until end of turn. -1/-1. So I can only get rid of all of this stuff. That's a nice hit. Nice. Double strike with Rake the Claws, or cycle something and make me lose a little bit of life before you kill it. I wonder what this Draneth place is. Draneth Magistrate, Draneth Warsinger, Draneth. Something to do with Ikoria. Go on then. Oh, that's game over. That's why he's freaking out. 5, 6, and 8, 19, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Oh, we beat the cycler. Okay, I'm gonna call that a night. I'm so sorry. I'm really tired. We're close to an hour anyway. We got 3 wins in Mythic. It shows that the deck does have some potential. It needs more work. I'm gonna be doing that work tomorrow. Hopefully, I'll bring you a better version. Alternatively, I will have found a different home for Ecological Appreciation. Yeah, so that's it for tonight. Thank you. Thank you all so much for watching. It really means a lot to me. If you could be so kind as to give me a like and a thumbs up and a comment and a subscribe and a bell icon and all those things that really help a brother out. And until tomorrow, thank you again all so much for watching. This is Lone Fox from the BrewLab signing out. Peace, y'all.